Warning! This video may contain disturbing images. A phobia is simply an excessive and irrational fear of a certain thing. Fear can be against a certain event, object, or place. Unlike anxiety, in phobia, the fear is against a specific thing. The effects of phobias can negatively affect people in their daily lives. People often know that their fears are irrational, but they can't help but be afraid. When they are confronted with the situation or object they fear, they show panic attack symptoms. Phobias can be treated and completely eliminated with behavioral therapy. When necessary, medication and therapy can be carried out together. In this video, we will take a closer look at the most common phobias in the world. Agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is an extreme and irrational fear that occurs in closed spaces. Such people are constantly looking for ways out of the places they are in. It is often seen together with panic disorder and obsessive-compulsive disorder. They tend not to be in places where escape might be difficult, such as shopping malls and parking lots. Studies show that panic disorder tends to be chronic in individuals with agoraphobia, whereas panic disorders without agoraphobia tend to go away gradually. Studies have also stated that panic disorder with agoraphobia is associated with obsessive-compulsive disorder. Agoraphobia is also a disorder that can be resolved with behavioral therapies. Social phobia. Social phobia manifests itself as excessive stress and anxiety experienced in social situations. These people avoid crowded environments, cannot meet new people, and sometimes do not even want to go out. They are often afraid of being judged and not accepted into groups. Social anxiety should not be confused with shyness. Shyness is short-lived and does not cause difficulties in one's daily life. Past trauma, abuse, or bullying can cause social phobia. These people often show symptoms such as flushing, stuttering, excessive sweating, nausea, or trembling when they are in social situations. In extreme cases, some people experience panic attacks. Claustrophobia. Fear of narrow spaces, in other words claustrophobia, it is a psychological disorder that causes serious anxiety and physical symptoms when the individual stays in a closed area. The fear of enclosed spaces, one of the most common phobias, manifests itself with intense anxiety. During the experience of fear, it is possible for the person to have difficulty in controlling the panic situation and to think that they cannot leave the area they are in. Claustrophobia may occur over time from a fear from the past, it may also occur due to a reaction to an event, or it may occur spontaneously in a part of life for no reason. Aviophobia. Aviophobia, or fear of flying, is characterized as an excessive and irrational fear of airplanes or anything related to flying. These individuals may even fear airports. Individuals with an extreme fear of flying can organize their lives by avoiding flying. Aviophobia can also be triggered or combined with other phobias such as fear of heights, fear of enclosed spaces, and fear of crowds. Individuals with this phobia often encounter physical symptoms of anxiety when there is a flight-related situation. These are symptoms such as nausea, rapid heartbeat, sweating, tremors. Just like other phobias, aviophobia can be solved with therapy. Acrophobia. Acrophobia, or fear of heights. People can experience intense anxiety when on top of a tall building, or when they are only a step above the ground. Therefore, they are more likely to be afraid of many things. For example, climbing stairs. Fear of heights can cause major problems over time. It interferes with daily life at advanced levels. However, it is possible to completely eliminate this fear with behavioral therapies. Cynophobia. Cynophobia is a specific phobia characterized by an extreme and irrational fear of dogs. When people with cynophobia see dogs, they may have an anxiety attack and show physical symptoms such as difficulty breathing, freezing, dizziness, tremors, and an extremely fast heartbeat. For this reason, they stay away from places where they may encounter dogs, and they may leave the environment they are in when they hear their voices. While there can be many reasons for cynophobia, a traumatic memory, other family members with the same fear are the most common causes. Likewise, as with other phobias, cynophobia can be resolved with behavioral therapy. Arachnophobia. Arachnophobia is the name given to the fear of spiders and other arachnids. Arachnophobia, one of the most common types of phobia, is seen in 1 in 3 women, while its incidence in men is 1 in 4 men. Arachnophobia is triggered by seeing a spider. People with arachnophobia will avoid places where spiders can be found at all costs. When they see spiders, they often have a panic attack, pass out, sweat excessively, cry or scream. In some extreme cases, even just a spider web image or spider drawings trigger a sudden burst of fear. Ophidiophobia. Ophidiophobia is defined as the fear of snakes. This fear, which is thought to be inherited from our ancestors, is quite common in society. Even people who have not seen snakes up close can experience ophidiophobia. These people are not only afraid of live snakes, they are also extremely frightened by just watching a video of snakes or looking at pictures of snakes. Fear is more common in adults than children. Trypanophobia. Fear of needles is the fear of medical interventions that involve injections such as needles and vaccines. The medical name for fear of needles is trypanophobia, and people with this phobia have extreme fear and anxiety about all kinds of medical interventions involving needles and injections. They refuse these procedures or even avoid going to the hospital because of the possibility of injection. People with a fear of needles can overreact to the smells of medicine boxes, pharmacies, hospitals, and medicines. These people experience symptoms such as excessive sweating, nausea, high heart rate during the injection, and in some cases, the patient may faint. Mysophobia. Almost everyone in society avoids interacting with germs, but people with mysophobia have an extreme fear of germs and dirt. For this reason, they may show behaviors such as excessive cleaning and washing their hands constantly. Mysophobia can also be seen in people with obsessive-compulsive disorder. They tend to be extremely clean and disinfect everything in their home. They usually avoid touching other people. This phobia may result from a fear of contracting an illness when exposed to germs. Astrophobia. Astrophobia, which is especially common in young children but also common in adults, describes the person's excessive fear of thunder and lightning. When it comes to thunder and lightning, people with astrophobia panic, tremble, and have rapid heartbeat and breathing. They may want to hide under beds, duvets, or go down to a basement. This phobia has been developed by both humans and other animals. The animals that experience the most astrophobia are dogs and cats. Even if the threat is minimal, those affected will be very worried. People with this phobia may feel nauseous during thunderstorms, cry, tremble, sweat excessively, feel a sudden and urgent need to urinate, and a rapid heartbeat. Glossophobia. Glossophobia is an anxiety disorder characterized by extreme fear and anxiety of speaking in public. Individuals with glossophobia feel very uncomfortable when they have to speak in public, and this feeling can trigger physical symptoms such as sweating, tremors, and an extremely fast heartbeat. Many individuals with glossophobia also have an extreme fear of being judged, embarrassed, or rejected. The reason for this may be a negative trauma experienced by the individual in the past. In studies, it has been observed that individuals with glossophobia have overreactions in the parts of their minds related to emotion processes and self-criticism when they read negative comments about themselves. Glossophobia can be eliminated with psychotherapy. Nyctophobia. Nyctophobia is a phobia characterized by an extreme fear of the dark and night. The fear of the dark, which usually starts in childhood, is normal for a certain period of time in the developmental period. Studies draw conclusions that the fear in this phobia is the limitation of vision. That is, individuals with nyctophobia are afraid of not being able to see what is happening around them. In addition, a negative experience in the dark, traumas and different specific fears can also support the fear of the dark. Individuals with nyctophobia show physical signs of anxiety when faced with the dark. Symptoms such as rapid heartbeat, dizziness, numbness in the limbs, nausea are just a few of them. Sometimes, even just thinking that they are in the dark can cause individuals to experience these symptoms. Nyctophobia, just like other phobias, can be resolved with psychological support and various therapy methods. Autophobia. The fear of loneliness, also known as monophobia, autophobia or isolophobia, is characterized by an extreme fear of being alone. This fear becomes even more pronounced when the person is alone. Some people can also panic even when they are with other people. They can feel lonely even in a crowd. At such times, they may think that people will abandon them and they will be left alone. The difference between loneliness and this phobia is that when you feel alone, you feel sad and unhappy. In this phobia, on the other hand, it is the feeling of fear and anxiety when being alone or thought to be alone. Having friends and loved ones in an individual's life does not make a difference. The person is still worried. When the video and other phobia examples are examined, it is possible to talk about a wide variety of types, and all of them are subject to different treatment methods in themselves. Before starting phobia treatment, the DSM-5 classification is generally used to distinguish the current disorder from other psychological processes, and the diagnosis is made according to these determinations. Short-term realistic fears and phobias are different from each other, and the beginning of treatment always occurs with the diagnosis. Then, the personalized treatment process is started. If you or someone around you has a phobia, it would be beneficial to start treatment as soon as possible. Otherwise, the phobia you have will have a very negative impact on your quality of life. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next videos.